All right, let's talk about side hustles. If you're earning a bit of extra money on the side, or maybe your side hustle is actually your main gig, you're in exactly the right place. The tax rules are changing, and honestly, you need to know where you stand. Now, we've put this whole guide together with the brilliant experts over at My Tax Accountant. They've helped us create a really clear, simple breakdown of what's happening with side hustle tax here in the UK for the 2025-26 tax year and what's coming next. So let's just get straight into it. So let me ask you, are you selling your amazing crafts on Etsy? Maybe doing a bit of driving for Uber on the weekends? Or perhaps renting out that spare room on Airbnb? If that sounds like you really need to listen up because the way HMRC sees your earnings has completely changed. Okay, so here's a quick look at what we're going to cover. We'll start with the basics, then get into that all-important £1,000 trading allowance. After that, we'll unpack the massive new digital reporting rules. We'll even look ahead to a future £3,000 threshold, give you a solid action plan for right now, and of course, show you where to get some proper expert help. Right, let's dive in at the very beginning. Before we get into all the big new changes, it's absolutely crucial that we understand the basic tax rules that apply to every single side hustle in the UK today. Think of this as the foundation for everything else we're about to talk about. You know, the gig economy isn't just a buzzword anymore, is it? It's a reality for millions of us. From delivering food to freelance writing, more of us than ever are earning extra cash flexibly. But as this economy has exploded, so has HMRC's interest in it. They want to make sure everyone's paying their fair share. And, well, they now have some seriously powerful new tools to make sure that happens. Now, let's talk about the one rule every side hustler in the UK should have memorized. We call it the Golden Rule. It's your starting point for absolutely everything tax-related, and it all boils down to just one number. And here it is, the magic number, £1,000. If your total income from all your side hustles in a single tax year is less than this amount, you generally don't have to do anything. No registering with HMRC, no paying tax on it. This is your tax-free trading allowance. So what is this trading allowance exactly? Well, to put it simply, it's the government saying, you can earn up to £1,000 from your hustle each tax year, and we won't ask for a penny in tax or for you to declare it. And remember, the tax year runs from the 6th of April one year to the 5th of April the next. And what's really interesting is just how much this covers. I mean, let's think about someone, we'll call her Chloe, a graphic designer in London. On the side, she sells her prints on Etsy, and let's say she makes £600 from that. She also does a bit of dog walking, which brings in another £500. So her total side income is £1,100. That's over the £1,000 threshold. The crucial point here is she now has to register for self-assessment, and this applies to everything from ride-sharing to freelance work on Upwork. And listen up, because here's a pro tip where so many people get tripped up. That £1,000 allowance is for your total side hustle income combined. It is not £1,000 for your Etsy shop and another £1,000 for your delivery driving. It's one single allowance per person per tax year that covers the whole shebang. That is a vital distinction to make. Okay, so that's the rule we all pretty much know. But you've got to stay with me here because HMRC now has a totally new way of seeing your earnings. And this is where everything changes. Honestly, this is the biggest shakeup we've seen in years. This is the big one. As of January 2024, new international rules kicked in. What these rules mean is that digital platforms, we're talking Airbnb, Uber, Etsy, Vinted, Deliveroo, you name it, are now legally required to automatically collect data on how much you're earning and report it directly to HMRC. In the past, the tax office was kind of guessing. Now they have a direct window right into your side hustle bank account. Let's just walk through the timeline so you can see how this is all playing out. The new rules actually started way back in January 2024. Then, in January of this year, 2025, those platforms sent their first full year of data to HMRC. So what does that mean? It means right now, as we speak, HMRC has a complete picture of seller earnings from last year. Looking ahead, any money you're making this year, in the 2025-26 tax year, will need to be declared by the self-assessment deadline of January 2027. There's really no hiding place anymore. And here's something you might not have thought about, especially if you're an influencer or a content creator. It's not just about the cold, hard cash. If a brand sends you, say, a camera worth £300 in exchange for a review, and you get to keep it, well, the value of that camera, that £300, counts as income. It gets added on top of your other earnings and goes towards that £1,000 allowance. So we've covered the here and now, but the government is already planning the next step in this whole system. Getting your head around this now is going to save you a ton of stress down the line. Let's see what's on the horizon. Okay, so HMRC has announced plans to actually increase the threshold for having to file a full self-assessment tax return. By the end of 2029, the plan is to raise this from £1,000 up to £3,000. Now, and this is super important, this is a change to the reporting rules, not the tax-free allowance. That £1,000 trading allowance is staying exactly where it is. This table just illustrates the change perfectly. Let's break it down. Right now, in the 2025/26 tax year, if you earn under £1,000, nothing changes. No tax, no reporting, simple. But if you earn between £1,000 and £3,000, you currently have to register for and file a full proper self-assessment tax return. Under the future rules, you'll still pay tax on that income, but you'll do it through a new, much simpler online service, no full tax return needed. For anyone earning over £3,000, it's business as usual, you'll still need to do a self-assessment. It's really all designed to cut down the admin for hundreds of thousands of people. Okay, enough about the future. What about right now? What do you need to do for the tax year we're currently in, 2025/26? This is your practical, no-nonsense guide to staying on the right side of HMRC. Here is your simple 3-step plan. First, track everything. I mean, every single penny you earn from every single platform needs to be recorded. A simple spreadsheet will do the trick. Second, keep detailed records of your expenses. These are the costs you have to pay to run your hustle. Things like materials for your crafts, software subscriptions, website hosting, postage, maybe even a portion of your phone and internet bills. These allowable expenses lower your taxable profit, which means you pay less tax. And third, the second your total gross income from all your hustles tips over that £1,000 mark in a tax year, you have to register for self-assessment. And look, don't just take it from me. This is a direct quote from HMRC. The responsibility is 100% on you to keep those records. We're talking invoices, bank statements, receipts, the lot. And with platforms now reporting directly to them, HMRC can easily check your numbers against theirs. So being accurate is more important than ever. Right. I know this can all feel a little bit overwhelming, especially when the rules are changing under our feet. But the good news is you absolutely do not have to figure all of this out on your own. Look, tax can be tricky. Getting it wrong can lead to fines and a whole lot of unnecessary stress. But getting it right, that gives you real peace of mind and lets you focus on what you're actually good at, running your hustle. That's why talking to a professional is often the smartest investment you can make. For clear, professional help with your side hustle tax, or really any other tax questions you've got, you should contact the experts at My Tax Accountant. Their team can guide you through everything, from getting registered for self-assessment to making sure you're claiming every single expense you're entitled to. You can give them a call on 0208-570-8531, or you can drop them an email at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. And hey, if you found this guide useful, make sure you subscribe to the My Tax Accountant YouTube channel. They've got tons of clear, simple guides that break down really complex tax stuff into advice you can actually use. And finally, a quick but very important note. The information we've shared here is for general guidance only and shouldn't be used as a substitute for professional advice. Everyone's tax situation is unique, so before you make any financial decisions, you must consult with a professional tax expert like the team at My Tax Accountant, who can give you advice based on your personal circumstances. Thanks so much for joining me.